Good evening, everybody, and welcome back into Mama Angel's Kitchen. This is Saturday evening, and I've got a two-part recipe for us. I'm going to start it tonight, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. So what I'm going to be making is a ham bone potato soup. This is so delicious, guys. If you have not heard of this or done this, had this yet, you are in for quite a treat. I only get this once, maybe twice a year, because that's how often I actually have a full ham. So the rest of the ingredients I'm going to have tomorrow, okay? I'm just going to show you tonight how to prep this ham bone and make the broth for it, okay? This is ham bone I've had in my freezer since Thanksgiving. This is the ham that we had from Thanksgiving, and this is the bone that's left. And there's a lot of meat on here, but it's a lot of bone, okay? There that rascal is right there. It's beautiful. He goes right in this pot. I'm going to fill this pot up with water to cover this bone, and then I'm going to put it on the stove on very low for about an hour, maybe hour and a half, until the meat starts falling off this bone, okay? Then I'll take the bone out, and whatever meat that falls down in the broth, I'll just leave that in there. And then I'll put it in a bowl, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that's where we'll pick up tomorrow, okay? So I will see you all tomorrow afternoon, sometime after church. See you tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back into Mama Angel's Kitchen. It is Sunday evening, and I am here. We're going to finish this ham bone potato soup. Boy, I am excited about this here. I'm telling you, it is such a good soup. You're not going to get that flavor any other way. So let's go right ahead and dive right in, okay, with the ingredients that we're going to be using tonight. I've got a bowl of potatoes here. This is about 5 small russet potatoes that I have chopped up in, little chunks like this, the same as I would do for mashed potatoes. Okay, and I've got them sitting here resting in some cold water until we're ready to use them to keep them from turning brown. The other thing we're going to need is, in here I've got half of a large yellow onion already chopped up. Not real fine, but not big either. Just kind of, diced up, about that big. And then I've got a rib of celery that I've diced up about the same. I've got here, and this is completely optional, guys. I just had about a quarter piece of a red bell pepper, and I wanted to go ahead and use that up. And then I've got a medium-sized jalapeno, and I've just diced those up in the same size as the onion and the celery. But this one is optional, okay? I just like peppers, and if I have them, I'll go ahead and use them, really. Okay, and then the other thing with my jalapenos, I don't think I've ever mentioned this when I use jalapenos, guys. I always remove the seeds and the ribs. So if anytime I don't remove the seeds and the ribs, I'll mention that at that time, okay? But otherwise, trust that I have removed the seeds and the ribs from my jalapenos, okay? The last thing I have here, I've got 2 medium-sized garlic cloves, and I have just minced them up, okay? That is it. Those are our ingredients for tonight. Now, I want to show you, I'm sorry, it's not our ingredients. We're going to need some heavy whipping cream, okay? And we're also going to need a little bit of flour. I'm going to make a little bit of a roux. Then the spices that we're going to be using tonight are Maggi Pollo, which I am low on. I got to go to the store and get that. But there's enough for my soup tonight. The usual suspects, garlic and onion powder, salt and pepper, and then a little bit of paprika. That's it for our spices, okay? I'm gonna go and grab, this is our broth. Okay guys, here's that broth from last night, and you can see this white part here. This is the fat from that broth that rose to the top. So that's why we put it in the refrigerator overnight, to let that fat rise to the top. And you can see I'm just pulling that right off. And I've got a bag down here in my sink, and that's where that's going, okay? Leaving me with nothing but that amazing, amazing broth. I took out the ham bone and the meat. There's a couple of little pieces of meat left in there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that out now, because we have taken all of the flavor from the ham bone and from that ham. We don't need that. A little couple of pieces of ham and a couple of pieces of that fat floating in there, that's okay. We don't care about that. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna meet you over at the stove. Isn't that a beautiful broth? Isn't that just gorgeous? I'm gonna meet you over at the stove, and I'll show you what we'll do next over there. All right, guys, here we go. I'm over here at the stove. I've got a salt different pot where I'm gonna actually saute these veggies in before I add the broth. And I've just got some vegetable oil here. And I'm gonna put just enough to cover the bottom and saute up these veggies, okay? That is, not much. That's maybe, a teaspoon, a tablespoon, maybe. All right, let me grab these veggies and start dumping them on in there. Get these sauteed up. Onions, go right in with those peppers. And then right in with that celery. Alright. Oh, I tell you, that smells so good. Look at that. It smells delicious. Okay. Just gonna give these a quick little head start. Them saute up. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go in with a little salt and pepper. Just season every layer. A couple of pinches of salt. And a couple of pinches of pepper. Okay. Get that mixed around in there. Alright, let's get our garlic in. All of that. All that goodness. Alright, just cook that garlic for about 30 seconds. Get it smelling real good. When you can start smelling that garlic, oh, just like that. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to go in with these potatoes. Get those sauteed up. Mixed on in there. Just like this. Oh, man. What a fantastic soup, you guys. Just fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and get some seasoning on these potatoes. Give them a little bit of a head start here. See down in there? Just got them head start, that's it. No browning or anything like that. All right, a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. A little bit more pepper. All right, a little Maggi Pollo. You don't need a lot of this, okay? There's enough salt base in that broth. So the salt that I'm putting in here, guys, it really is just pinches. But keep in mind, potatoes love salt. And that doesn't mean you can't over salt them. It just means they really do they love salt, so you need the salt. All right, this here is a little garlic powder. A little sprinkle in there. A little onion powder. And a little bit of paprika. And this is not the smoked paprika. All right, let's get that moving around. That mixed in there nicely. All right, guys, I hope you've had an amazing Sunday so far. I've had a full Sunday. My granddaughter's birthday was yesterday, so she's been celebrating, her and her mom have been celebrating all week long. Her mom, the whole family. It's been a week-long celebration. So we ended the celebration today. Today with going out to lunch after church. That was a lot of fun. All right. And all I did now, guys, I put a little bit of flour in. That's going to help make a roux. That's going to help thicken up our soup. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let that cook out for a minute or so. And then we'll start adding our broth. Oh, I tell you guys, this smells absolutely divine. Absolutely divine. All right, I'm gonna let this go for just a little bit. Cook that flour out so we don't have a raw flour taste. And I'll be back and we'll add this broth. All right, guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and get some broth down in here. I'm just gonna bring this pot over closer and just start ladling this broth right down in there. Okay? Just like this. Oh man. Let's crank that fire up a little bit so we can. And this soup freezes beautifully, guys, beautifully. Okay, and I will probably freeze some of it. We'll see, because I can eat quite a bit of this, and my daughter is a fan of it as well. So, alrighty. There you go. I'm just making sure right now that I don't get any clumps. Okay? That's all I'm doing before I add the rest of the broth in. Okay? Just making sure that I get this stirred and mixed well enough. Get that flour all mixed and incorporated in here so that I don't get any lumps. Alright guys, I'm happy with the amount of broth that we have here. I've got a tiny bit of broth left over if I want or need to add some more. I'll save that until I get done. But I'm happy with where we are right now. Alright guys, here we go. It is, the potatoes are fork tender, and that's exactly where you want them. Nice and tender. All those veggies are tender and cooked well. So now what I'm going to do, I've cranked the fire up. And it took this, about 20 minutes to get there. I'm going to take some of those potatoes and put them in a bowl. Okay. Just taking a nice handful of them out. This is what's going to help with the creaminess. Put them in a bowl like this. I'm going to take my ladle, okay, and about a ladle full, and I'm going to pour that right over the potatoes. Then, give you a shot down here. What I'm going to do with that, go ahead and mash this up. Okay. Now, sometimes I'll use my immersion blender to do that. But when I don't feel like doing that, this is what I do right here. Sometimes I'll use a blender to do that. But when I want to get it done nice and quick, this masher right here does the job, okay? All right, I'm going to keep doing this until I get it as creamy as I want, so I won't make you listen to all that noise, and I'll be back. Okay, here we go. I've got a nice mashed potato consistency here, okay? Put you back over here on the pot. And there we go. That's going to go right down in there. And like I said, I've got that fire cranked up to a nice, I'm going to bring it back up to a rolling boil. Okay. There's that. And I've tasted it throughout. I've got it tasting good. I added one more spice, and that is cumin, okay? And I'll add that to the description box below. And that cumin just gave it that balanced flavor that I was looking for. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, guys, go in with some heavy cream. And this is probably, I've probably got a good cup of heavy cream left in this container here. And so far I've gone in with about half of it. And all I'm doing now is getting that creamy consistency that I want. Okay, guys, I have put in the rest of the heavy whipping cream, so that's about a cup of the heavy whipping cream, and it's still just not as thick as I want it. Okay, so I probably could have gone in with less broth, but that's okay. What I've done is I've made myself a cornstarch slurry. I've done 2 teaspoons of cornstarch and about 2 teaspoons of water, cold water, room temperature water, and I've just made a cornstarch slurry, so I'm just going to add that right down into the pot, and that should give me the thickness that I want. Okay, and that will start to thicken up right before our eyes there. You know, if it still doesn't get the consistency that you want, then you can always add, you know, another slurry. All right, guys, we'll finish this off, make a bowl, and we're going to give this a try. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, here we go. And I just want to show you how I dress this soup up. Okay, if I had sour cream, I'd put sour cream on there as well, but I don't have any tonight. So we're going to go with the cheese. I've got some shredded pepper jack and some Colby jack. Okay, I just shred that up and put a little bit right here in the center, just like that. And it's going to melt quickly. And then I put a couple of chives. And this is just dried chives, fresh is best. But dried is what I have, and that works too. Just like that. Okay? That soup is ready to go. I'm going to take a quick thumbnail of this, and then I'll be back and we'll give it a taste. All right, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Man, oh man, this soup is hot. I promise you, it is smoking hot. So I am going to stall for just a little bit. You see that? See that smoke coming off of there? It's hot. It is smoking hot. Man, oh man. So, if you like this one, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, come on in and join the party, guys. Mama Angel's gonna keep these coming. This is just one of my favorite soups. And it's chilly here. It's cold right now. This is the time for some soups, okay? If you are new to my channel, welcome. And thank you so much for all of the love and the support that I have been getting on this channel. I am loving it and I'm so grateful. All right. Oh my goodness, guys. Now, I tell you what, I'm not going to get this uploaded tonight. I know I'm not. So it will get uploaded tomorrow on Monday. Oh boy, let's see if I can get in there and get us a taste, all right? I don't know if I can get us a close-up of this because it's soup. It's soup. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Let's see. There you go. Look at that. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. How about some of just the broth? That broth is so delicious. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go with just the broth first because I know those potatoes are hot. And I'm not trying to burn the daylights out of my mouth. Look at that cheese. Oh, look at that. Got a cheese pull. Look at there. Guys, that is so good. That is so good. It's comforting. It really is. It's too hot for me to really go any further because I will burn my mouth. And I don't want to do that. So, guys, I hope you give this one a try. And let me know. And I'm hoping my camera is working well. So, if you don't get a video by tomorrow, it's because I'm not sure my camera's working well. I've got these, it's like a diagram line. It's probably something I've done crazy. So hopefully it's still showing up well. I'll know when I get it edited tomorrow and I get this baby uploaded, okay? You guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. Enjoy the game if you're watching it. Have a fantastic week ahead, all right? I love you guys. Stay prayed up. I'll see you in my next video. Good night.